Simplify the numeric expression. A grouping of 2 times 9 minus 6 squared, and then adding 10. I'm going to write our acronym of GEMDAS, which allows us to maintain our order of operations. And I'm going to look for a grouping because I have to complete all groupings first. I notice that there is a grouping with which has a lot of other operations inside of it. So what I must do is I must solve this grouping in the order of operations. So within this grouping, I must see if there are any other groupings, if there are any exponents, any multiplication or division from left to right, and any addition or subtraction from left to right. So when I look at this grouping of 2 times 9 minus 6 squared, I notice that there aren't any groupings within there. So I will go straight to the exponents, and I notice that there is a 6 squared. So my first step of 6 squared is the same thing as saying 6 times 6, which has a value of 36. So now I must rewrite this numeric expression. Because I have not completed all operations within this grouping, I must rewrite it still as a grouping. So this is a grouping of 2 times 9, but instead of subtracting 6 squared, I'm going to subtract the value of 36 because that's what I determined 6 squared to be in step 1. And finally, finishing that grouping and adding 10. So I'm still looking within this grouping, and I notice that all exponents have been completed within this grouping. So now I'm looking for any multiplication or division from left to right. And I notice within this grouping, there's multiplication of 2 times 9. 2 times 9 gives me a value of 18. So now I must rewrite this expression as this is still a grouping of 18 minus 36, close that grouping, plus 10. Since there's still an operation to perform within the grouping, I am still working within this first grouping. I've completed all groupings within the grouping. I've completed all exponents within that grouping, and there are no more multiplication or division, so that is finished as well. I look within this grouping and I notice that there's addition, subtraction. So 18 minus 36, that's going to give me negative 18, the opposite of 18, because I'm short. I don't have enough. So I have negative 18. And since all operations have been completed within that grouping, I no longer need the grouping symbols. So negative 18 plus 10. So now that everything is finished within the groupings, there are no more groupings to simplify. I look at my negative 18 plus 10, and there aren't any exponents. I look at my negative 18 plus 10, and there's no multiplication or division. I look at my negative 18 plus 10, and there's addition, and all addition and subtraction are solved left to right. So I look and I see that negative 18 plus 10 will give me negative 8. So when I simplify the numeric expression of a grouping of 2 times 9 minus 6 squared plus 10, I will have a simplified numeric expression value of negative 8.